Welcome to the Winter Commencement. Well, you know, as university president, this is one of my happiest days, but also there's a little sadness that goes with it, because we've gotten to know each other, and now to see you leave and go on brings us all, I think, mixed emotions. But we are so proud of you. This particular graduation is a combination of our schools. We have our adult students who made the conscious decision to go back, to earn a degree. You probably worked 1 or 2 jobs and then went to school at night, and you had all of your family obligations, all your community obligations, and you persevered. And so our congratulations to you. We have our nursing students from Topeka who are here. I knew you were a quiet group from Friday night when I saw your pinning. But I do know, here's what I know besides you're very quiet, is that when we are in need of care, that you have been trained and you are going to do a great job for us. And you are going to make Baker proud, and you're going to take care of us very well. And then we have our Baldwin City graduates. The graduates that I've watched perform on the field or on the court or on the mat or in a play or as you did a performance or as you led Baker. You all have been here as long as I have. And it is just a joy to see us, to see you today. And I'm going to miss you. The one thing that you all have in common, whether you are an adult student, whether you're a nursing student, whether you're graduating here, is in about an hour and 15 minutes, you are all going to be alumni of Baker University. You're going to be an alumni of the oldest university in the state of Kansas. You're going to be part of our history. You're going to be part of our future. You're going to be part of our tradition. And I will just say, we will be proud to call you alumni, and we welcome you to our family. There were a lot of people that helped make this day possible for you. And I'm going to be introducing some of those people throughout the ceremony today. So let me start now by introducing our Board of Trustees. Baker University is governed by a Board of Trustees, and today we recognize those members who are in attendance. In the audience sitting behind you here, Mr. Alan Mock, Mr. Suzanne Teal, and on the stage, Mr. Hoot Gibson, who is chair of the board. Dr. Gibson will give me the authority to give your diplomas to you, so this is important for him to be up here. Participating in the ceremony, either on stage or on the floor, are those people who provide leadership for the university. Some of you may not know their names, you may not know their positions, but they work hard for you every day to make sure that you've had the quality experience at Baker University. So now I would ask our vice presidents, our deans, our assistant deans, our registrars, our readers, our administrative staff, and our staff to stand, and let's recognize our Baker employees. Now, the people that you know best are the ones that you've worked with for the last few years. And those people are your faculty members who were the ones who inspired you, they challenged you, they were the ones who were there when you were up and you were down, but they were the ones who ensured that your degree was of the highest quality. And I know they are very proud of you, and they're sitting behind us here, and there are several rows of them, so they're going to stand, and students, would you please give them a big hand? Faculty, I want to say to you that, and to students, this is not a requirement for the faculty to be here today. But like everything they do at Baker, they come because they care about you. So faculty, thank you for being here the week before Christmas and taking time out to be part of this special ceremony. There's another group of individuals I want to recognize before we go on. We are a military-friendly university here at Baker University. And today among us, there are people who are either active military, there are families of active military, and there are veterans who have served for us so that we can assemble today, that we can have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, that we are able to do what we do. First, would our active military and their families stand, and then would all the veterans join them? Active military and your families. And now our veterans. Thank you, and God bless you. Now, at this time, I'd like to introduce our commencement speaker for 2011 Undergraduate Commencement Ceremony, Mr. Dan Harris. Dan has been an institution here since 1983, and he's played many roles. I see some of the students up here smiling because they know Mr. Dan very well. He came to us as an assistant football coach. He was our head baseball coach. Then he was athletic director. Under his tutelage, he propelled Baker to the national championship game in 1987. He was the coach and a close mentor of someone who's coaching a team in Kansas City right now, Mike McCarthy of the Green Bay Packers. They're playing the Chiefs today. We may keep you up to date on the score as we go along. Dan earned his bachelor's degree from William Jewell College and his master's degree from Drury College. He was the man in charge of athletics here, who included under his leadership, we had $6.2 million worth of improvements to our athletic facilities. And in 2007, he was named to the National NAIA Athletic Director of the Year. Then in 2009, we inducted him here at Baker to the Athletic Hall of Fame. Now, he loves athletics, and he knows that that's important to a school like this. But what he really knows is that academics comes first. He always puts student success and student learning as his top priority. In fact, I think that's what he's still doing when he's teaching a graduate level class in sports leadership at KU. Today, Dan's family members are here. His wife, Peggy, if she'll stand, who's the Vice President and Dean of the School of Education and the School of Professional and Graduate Studies. His son, Jay, who's sitting back here. Jay and Leslie. Leslie's also here. Their children, Brett and Kaylee, I don't think could be here. And then youngest son, Kit, and his wife, Sarah. Their children, Kale, Ty, and Malin. I know that you're going to be proud of Papa Dan today. Dan is known on our campus for his big wins that he enjoyed while he was here. But so many others of us know him for his big heart and for his genuine caring for students. It is my tremendous honor and privilege to introduce a friend to Baker, a friend to me, and a legend here, Mr. Dan Harris.
Thank you, Dr. Pat Long, for inviting me to this prestigious celebration of our winter commencement. I'm honored to share the platform with such esteemed leaders in the educational world. And welcome to you, the parents, relatives, and friends and to all of you who believed in this graduating class. My message today is to you, the millennial generation. Now, I'll get back to the millennial generation in just a minute, but let me tell you a little bit more about me. I was in a Williams Jewell class of 1969, and one thing I want to say, I really appreciate that nobody booed when Pat Long said that. In the athletic arena, I often get booed when they say I'm a Williams Jewell grad. Now, I was supposed to be in the class of 1968, but I chose to cram my 4 years of college into 5. Much like many of you out there did. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. Going to college in the 60s and being born in 1946 makes me, like many in the audience, a baby boomer. And that brings me back to who you are, the millennial generation. You were born, most of you, between 1982 and 2001. You've been labeled Generation Y by historians. You have been one of the most watched over generations with safety nets like helicopter parents. In fact, I see some of you blushing up there right now. I just heard a husband whisper to his wife, "I told you were going to get in trouble for doing that." Don't worry, we educators have learned to accept and appreciate your role. We too have provided assistance to maximize their success. We know that students need to be in a comfort zone for learning to take place. We have educated you, we've tutored you, and we have provided opportunities for you to be active in sports and clubs and organizations. We have set high standards for your accomplishments. We can't have you fail. You are our future. So before your day is over, thank a teacher and your parents. They want all of your dreams to come true. Now that's what we've been doing. But what about you? What have you done? You are the most technologically savvy age group ever. You are the most politically aware and involved than any previous generation. You have set national records on standardized testing and have extremely high percentages of students choosing to attend college and graduate. Your generation intrigues me. You stimulate my creative thinking. I've seen you on the athletic fields and in the classroom, and your performances inspire me. You challenge me to want to read more and to go on spontaneous adventures. You excite me. I'm so envious. I want to be part of your generation. So here I come. To be more like you. I start my morning every day with 45 minutes of Facebook. That's right, Facebook. I currently have 568 friends. I know that pales in comparison to Gloria, but I'm still a work in progress. I'm not tweeting yet, but that's on the horizon. I'm really trying to listen to your music as well. I've got artists like Jay-Z and P. Diddy and Snoop Dogg and the Black Eyed Peas and music from the country by Rascal Flatts. I even have Lady Gaga on my iPod. Yes, I have an iPod. But you know, I'm struggling with many of the lyrics and the words in your music. So while listening to one of my favorites, CeeLo, on my iPod, I was walking across the campus and I stopped a young female millennial student. I was going to ask her about some of those song lyrics. You see, in my day, the good old 60s music, you could understand all of the words and their meaning. Am I right up there, grandparents? We had simple phrases. They were so descriptive, and simple meanings like a bridge over troubled water, or don't step on my blue suede shoes. And your parents in the house listen to the sounds of the 70s from bands like KC and the Sunshine Band. Hey, that's the way, I like it, I still love disco music. So I asked her, do you really understand the meaning of all those lyrics? Do you really understand and hear what they mean? Well, she glared at me as though I had offended her, and she uttered a simple and short phrase. Hey, buddy, Inagata Davida, baby, enough said. Okay, she made her point. I deserve that. You know, you millennials, you live in a world of acronyms. It's sometimes so difficult to communicate with you. You have OCD and ADD, and when you party, there's MIP and DUI, and when you get an MSG, you LOL, and all of that is one big OMG. But we do need to listen to you. I got a good lesson in listening from my 9-year-old grandson. He was playing a soccer game with his team one Saturday morning, and as he ran by the sideline where he stood cheering, he yelled out, "Hey, Papa Dan." My grandkids call me Papa Dan. In fact, I'd like to address the potential grandparents up there in the stands right now for just a minute. Pick your own grandparent name before you have grandkids. If you don't, you're going to get stuck with something really dorky. My grandson wanted to ask me a question. Wow, my grandson. He wanted to take advantage of my vast knowledge of sport. He wanted my guidance in a soccer game that was tied 1-1, and he wanted to gain that competitive edge. He wanted to win. So when the soccer ball went out of bounds, I ran to the area where my grandson was standing, and I caught his eye. He came towards the sideline, and he cupped his hand, and he yelled, Papa Dan, ask Mom what the snack is after the game." I was stunned. I had no idea what the snack was. I didn't know where his mother was. I couldn't even ask her. So I stood there just trying to hide my devastation. You see, it took me several days to realize what was really important to my grandson was not necessarily what I thought was important. I was focused on my needs and not his. We do need to listen to you, the millennials. We need to focus on what is important to you. We need to teach you and coach you and guide you based on what you think is important so we can maintain your interest. You are our future. And we, the teachers, need to remember, those who are taught by us will teach others. Our legacy will live on through you. You are our leaders of the future. A leader is not necessarily a magnetic personality that makes friends easily or a person who positively influences others. A leader, a real leader, will lift a person's vision to great heights. A real leader will raise a person's performance level to a very high standard. A real leader can develop a personality beyond its normal limitations. That kind of leadership is what we want for your future. Speaking of your future, have you ever heard the term sustainability? It's the latest hot topic. Every institution in the nation is developing a plan for sustainability. Sustainability involves meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Let me simplify that for you. Did you hear it? Do you know what it means? We need to protect all resources so we don't compromise your needs, the future generation. That is you. And for your future, we want you to have personal health and economic prosperity and career opportunities. We want you to be treated equitably and with respect. We wish you happiness in life. We are trying to create a world that will enhance your future. So I'm asking you, help us. Help us by pursuing your passions without fear or reservations. Help us by accepting the fact that you have the freedom to change careers or to try something new or out of your comfort zone. Help us to sustain your future. That's sustainability. Now, in a short time, at the direction of the marshal, you're going to stand up, walk across this stage, accept your diploma, then march out that door on a mission to change the world, to make a difference, to impact people's lives. All graduating classes do that. But I'm asking you to do it better than any graduation class before you. I'm asking you to really make a difference. I'm asking you to make a difference for the children that come from your generation. Make their futures even better than we are making yours. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope you can take something from this day, and I hope something from my words will impact your thinking. I hope nothing but the best for all of you. Good luck in your journey.